This is USMC Saxoki, and today I'm going to talk about how weekly spending on things that I don't necessarily need, like little things, can add up over time, and how that money, if it were to be saved and put in the market, could result in hundreds of thousands of dollars by the time that I'm ready to retire. Let's get started. So where did this topic today come from? Well, this channel is about saving money, living within your means, living minimalistically, living smarter, living simpler, living with more money. Okay, so this morning I was talking with my wife and I'm like, what are things that we spend money on every week that we don't need, that are needs, wants, not needs? And we came up with three things. So the first thing that we came up with is every week we like to go out to breakfast. And for me and my wife, it's about $20 with tip. Doesn't sound like much, but every week that adds up over time. The second thing we spend cash on every week that we don't need is like little treats here and there. So treats, what do I mean by that? Like, run to the grocery store and spending $4 on a quart of ice cream, or getting a bag of chips, or we want pizza tonight and we don't really need it, going out and buying a $5 frozen pizza. So just that kind of miscellaneous thing every week we spend on what I'm going to call treats, essentially. And finally, I'm going to talk about the third thing that I spend money on every week that I don't need, and that's alcohol. My wife doesn't drink. It's not a religious thing. She just never drank alcohol. Doesn't want to, and I'm glad about that. But anyway, so that's the third thing that I spend money on pretty much every week that I don't need. And yeah, so how does that equal that? If we took that money that we were spending on these things and saved it and invested, how does it equal $100,000? Well, I'm about to explain that. Okay, so this is kind of a two-part series. So I'm going to go over this, and then I'm going to go over how we save a ton of money every week, and how that money invested can equal hundreds of thousands of dollars, essentially. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so going out to breakfast once a week. All right, $20 a week, no big deal, right? So here's my math for each of these three things. I took the weekly cost, multiplied that by 52, because there's roughly 52 weeks in a year. And then I multiplied that amount by 30 years, because I'm in my 30s, my low 30s, and in about 30 years, hopefully I'll be looking at retiring, whatever retiring means, and start drawing from that money. So that's my math. So $20 a week times 52 weeks a year is $1,040 a year. So if we go out to breakfast once a week like we've been doing, spend $20 every week, in a year we're going to spend roughly $1,040. All right, it's a pretty decent amount of money, right? Over 30 years, if we just save that money, kept it in cash, put it in a mattress, whatever, put it in a safe somewhere. After 30 years, that would be $31,200. Okay, but this is where it gets cool. All right, and I'm going to show a screenshot of my math, just a really simple Excel doc. So let's say you invest that $1,040 every year, end of the year, beginning of the year, whatever, and we're going to assume a 6% rate of return, yearly rate of return every year. Why 6%? I think that's a good conservative estimate if you put your money in an S&P 500 index fund, or some kind of retirement date fund, or just a good low fee mutual fund. I recommend Vanguard. Go with Vanguard. 6% interest rate. You're probably gonna get more than that over 30 years, but that's a good conservative estimate. All right. So my math is 1,040 at every year, plus the amount from the year before, times 1.06. Because if you just times it by 0.06 or 6%, you would get just 6% of that amount. But if you do 1.06, it adds that amount to your principal. So, drum roll, after 30 years at 6% interest, investing $1,040 every year, you're going to have, according to my math, $87,153.74 from just the money you spend, the money that we spend just to go out to breakfast every week. Here's the math. Alright, so that was a long one. I explained everything for the treats that we buy every week. Same math. I estimated we spend $10 a week on miscellaneous food that we don't need to buy. That's probably actually low. Times 52 weeks in a year equals $520 a year. Times 30 years is $15,600. Alright, same thing, 6% yearly rate of return. Invest that money for 30 years, you're going to end up with $43,576.87. That's a lot. Okay, this is kind of embarrassing. Moving on to alcohol. I probably drink too much, whatever. Goes with the territory, I guess. I'm going to estimate I spend $15 a week on alcohol. I'm not going to tell you what I buy. Get into that later. Okay, $15 a week times 52 weeks a year, $780 a year I spend in alcohol. It's a lot of money. 30 years worth of that, $23,400. And invest that at a 6% yearly rate of return. After 30 years, I would have $65,365.31. Now on to the grand total of all three of those. Okay, finally, if we took all of that weekly money that I spend, which is about $45 per week, compounded at 6% yearly rate of return. Let's see here. After 30 years, we would have $196,095.93. Again, that's $196,095.93. Just for going out to eat once a week, alcohol, beer money, whatever, and just like miscellaneous food treats that we buy throughout the week. That is a good amount of money. And just for fun, if you assume a 10% rate of return, compounded yearly, you're going to be looking at $423,407.61 after 30 years. That's unbelievable, isn't it? Now, let's say you're the world's greatest investor, or one of the world's greatest, and you get a 20% yearly rate of return. After 30 years, you're looking at $3,318,723.45. It's probably not going to happen, but I would say at a 30-year time frame, you can probably assume a 6 to 10% rate of return. All right, it's going to be up some years, or it's going to be down some years. Yeah. So a lot of maths, but it's just a really basic example to show you how just a little bit of money saved every week, put into the market over 30 years, 40 years, it's going to grow exponentially. Really cool. But just to wrap things up here, if you do the same thing, let's say with a Roth IRA, I'm sure you've heard the term Roth IRA millionaire or Roth millionaire, whatever. So if you start out at 30 and you max out your Roth IRA every year, $6,000 a year, okay. If you put $6,000 a year saved in cash, it would be $180,000, right? But again, if you assume a 6% yearly compounded rate of return on your money, not including any dividends that you would get, after 30 years, you would have $502,810.06. Now, if you start doing that in your 20s at some point and you do that for 40 years, you're going to have $984,286.10. If you bump that rate of return up to say 8%, you would have over 1.5 million by the time you're ready to retire. That's why they call it the Roth IRA millionaire. So that's gonna wrap it up for me today. USMC Sachs Okie is always live smarter, live simpler, live with more money. Sachs Okie your life. I'll see you next time for when I do how the money that we save every week, just based off how we live. All right. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.